She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy gazpacho.
Sports can take a lame gorilla, okay?
Right, did you know that Arsenal died?
These got me buzzing.
Up the TOFFEEs. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm not even gonna comment on that.
Welcome back to Footy with the Boys. We got a episode for you today. We are on U.S. men's national team roster watch, as it is the 10th as we record this. Still nothing as of about 9 p.m. here. What is Mauricio Pochettino doing other than watching Speed get an assist at the whatever charity Sidemen thing? We'll talk about some big news of the weekend. Check in with our Gunners and our Toffees, as well as getting into next week's featured matchup, which is a certain Arsenal and a certain blue team from London. We'll go through our lock of the week, our segment with the boys, and of course the U.S. men's national team corner, as we have some big performances and big people coming back before this roster is released. Maybe that's what's pushing it back here, boys. Let's start with the big news. Mike, Nick, I think you guys both said that City was going to beat Forest. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. I said I would ride with the trees, and the trees I rode with. Callum Hudson-Odoi with a late winner against Manchester City here, 1-0. I mean, at this point, I don't think it's shocking that Man City lose a game, but is it more of just a kind of feather in the cap of what a season this has been for Nottingham Forest, that they can say, yeah, we beat Man City here as well? It just, the accolades continue to kind of mount up for them, Nick.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to put it, man. A little feather in the cap, a great season. They look solidly on their way to top four. Obviously, there's still some contests there, a little congested between 3, 4, 5, and quite possibly between 2, by the way. We'll talk to that here soon. But
Close to there,
yeah, but they look like, I mean, I don't think it'd be unfair to call them the favorites to finish top 4 between Chelsea, City, and themselves. So, yeah, they've had a great year. That's a big win. City, who looks like a team without an identity right now. They're supposed to be a possession team. They've been countering. I don't know. Pep has some work to do there. He swears he's committed. I'll believe it when I see it once they get hit with these penalties. But yeah, I think that's what it is. Feather in a cap. And in the race to top 4, really meaningful 3 points there for the trees.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, gets Nottingham Forest a 4-point gap on Man City for that kind of 5th spot there, 4 points above Newcastle as well. So they're looking good here going down the home stretch. For Manchester City, it's not looking great, and it hasn't looked great for a while. Are you surprised that Pep hasn't figured something out? Because I know Forest is a good team, but the City that we know, I mean, I just thought Pep would maybe figure it out at this point. It's been so long with nothing really figured out for them. It hasn't changed.
Yeah, it is surprising, especially this time of year. This is when City turns up, starts getting results after result, even when they're not performing well the first half of the season. They haven't really done that at all. Performances are still poor, losing to teams that they shouldn't, and not playing particularly effective football. I thought some of the signings they brought in this summer or this winter window would have addressed those issues, Gonzalez and Marmoush particularly, but they still have the same problems they've had all season. Defensively, they're really fragile. They don't have real fullbacks. This is something that Pep's gone away from the last couple of seasons, trying to play center backs on those flanks to try to have more ball control and play with the formation a bit. But now he's back to a 4-back, and it's obvious that these guys are not fullbacks because they don't play the position very well. They can't track back, and then they get dragged out of position all the time. Makes no sense to me that they signed 2 center backs over the winter when they have that amount of center backs available and no right or true left back. Credit to Nottingham Forest. Nick said feather in the cap. They played against the top 6 teams or the big 6 teams really well this season. Liverpool, they got a draw against Arsenal and then a win here against Man City, massive, obviously. Great goal by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Great ball by Morgan Gibbs-White. Shocking goalkeeping by Ederson. Another player who's had a huge dip in form this season for City. Someone they might look to walk away from in the winter or in the summer. I think a lot of these players might be their time with City might be up. They're not performing at that level, and Pep's not a guy to keep players around purely based on reputation. If they're not cutting it, it's time for them to go. So I see an exodus coming very shortly for a number of players.
Yeah, I mean, Ten Hag said it. Eras were meant to end. Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool. Fortunately, that new era is them being a buzzsaw at the top of the table. And Man City, maybe an era ending here of their dominance over the Premier League with just the struggles that they have had this season. Also, in sadder news around the football world, a rest in peace to Carlos Garcia, the first team doctor of Barcelona.
R.I.P.
That game was postponed due to that. Gotta just imagine how tough that is for the team going through that. And honestly, props to La Liga for postponing that game, understanding the situation, and not making that one go through. Nick, let's move into a little Arsenal talk, and I think there's going to be a lot for you to say on this one. Against Manchester United, we were joking about how we can barely even say they're really Big Six club now, and everything that's gone wrong for them this season. What went wrong in this game, and is it simply just down to the point of the cope of, yeah, we're not winning the Prem anymore, but who cares if we draw this game because it's all about the Champions League anyways?
Yeah, from one death to another. R.I.P. to our Barca guy there. And a similar sad situation being found in North London these past couple of weeks. Listen, I called it last weekend, so yeah, I wasn't even too gassed up for this game. A lot of controversy on Twitter going around. Oh, the wall was more than 10 yards. This is when Arsenal fans get annoying. Shut up. Don't talk to me about an extra foot that a ref took on a wall. It doesn't matter. Arsenal weren't good enough that game. Man U honestly were probably the better team in that game. We had better players, so we tie it. But I think a point shared or 2 points shared is probably the right result there. I really don't know what to say. This team has obviously a big lack in striking options, but to me the issue has been in these past couple weeks outside of the Champions League, the midfield looks incredibly unbalanced. And to be fair, it has for a good amount of the season. When you start Partey and Rice, it's defensively solid. When you start Marino, Rice has to do more of the build-up, and Marino's kind of free to go forward a little bit more. It feels like we're putting too much on Declan Rice's shoulders instead of letting him just be on that 6 and thrive. To be fair, he's dropped, great performances after great performance. I think he's as steady as they come. He never goes beneath 7 out of 10. And so, I understand you should rely on your special players, but he's not being allowed to do what he can do best. And I think there's options too, by the way, with the emergence of Nwaneri, Saka back here soon after the upcoming international break. I think you could start Nwaneri and Odegaard, put Odegaard in that left. If not, Miles Lewis-Skelly is actually a midfielder, even though he's playing left back. I mean, he's kind of been put there, but he is in fact a midfielder in the academy and everything, even though this past season in the academy did play left back because of the new Zinchenko role. But you have Calafiori there as well. So I think there's options within the squad. Obviously, the big rumor is Zubimendi. I'm a big fan of him. So that might be nice too in the summer. But what you said is true. We're focused on the Champions League, and after that murder of PSV last weekend, I'm surprised that we couldn't keep that momentum going. But there's going to be 8 teams left in Europe, and we're going to be one of them. Barring some sort of miracle. So anyone can win it. I don't feel confident that we can win the Champions League, if I'm being honest, but all to play for.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not these last 3 games giving you the most hope that the Champions League dream is alive, but the dream is still alive, and a 7-1 win versus PSV would suggest that you guys are getting into the next round. If not, holy shit, there's going to be a hell of a rant on this podcast if they don't get through. Mike, speaking of some teams that I don't know if I'd say that disappointing or is it at all the same as what Arsenal's at, but for Everton, a draw that feels like a loss because it's against Wolves without Cuhna, who has really been the only bright spot for Wolves this season. What went wrong in your eyes in this one? Because everything on paper, everything in terms of form of the last 8 games, once Moyes has taken over, you would think Everton could take care of business here, but it's just not happening. Obviously, there's injuries. I mean, Beto did once again miss a pretty wide open chance to score a goal. Is that becoming more of a concern, even if he has had a kind of purple patch of scoring so many goals for us?
I'm not too concerned. This is a fine performance, fine result. Yeah, obviously would like to win this game, but nothing glaring or overly concerning. Beto is exactly the player I know him to be. He's in a hot streak. He's on the tail end of that hot streak with the chances going outside of the frame of the goal, unfortunately, the last couple of games. But to keep up a 5 goals in 5 games streak is tough for any striker, any player, especially a player at Beto's level. I think he'll be serviceable the rest of the season, but I was trying not to get my hopes up too much, knowing that these kind of performances were possible. Some of it's got to be fatigue as well. He's been playing 90-minute games for the better part of 2 months now with no sort of reprieve on the bench because no one's available. Finally, Trimiti is back on the bench. He is available, but hasn't played any minutes the entire season. So I see why Moyes was reluctant to get him out there immediately. I think we'll see him possibly in the next match get a few minutes at least, which is great to see. The only gripe I had about this performance was Alcaraz came on a little too late. He was electric as soon as he got onto the pitch, replaced Decore. He's just a much more dynamic player. Likes the ball at feet. Decore is very straightforward. You know exactly what he's going to do when he has the ball. Alcaraz has a little bit of flair to him. He had a cutback on one of his shots. It was a great look. Teed up a few guys. And then the hero of the day was Jack Harrison. His first goal in who knows how many matches. Could have been the entire season for all I know. It's a deflected one, but it finds its way into the back of the net. To get a goal from either him or Lindstrom, it's a rarity. So we'll take it. Team celebrated well. Defensively, still solid. It's just a waiting game until more bodies are available. Honestly, we can get a little bit more energy that way and try out a few new things. But good performance. Yeah, disappointing because Cuhna's not there for Wolves, but they have a few other players who are pretty dangerous. Ait Nouri is a certified baller on the flank. He gave us problems a few times throughout the match. He's just really good on the ball and can play a final ball very well. Yeah, looking forward to the next match against West Ham, I believe. That'll be a tougher test.
Yeah, I mean, at least talent-wise, certainly it's still a 10-point gap between us and Wolves in terms of relegation, so I don't think that's necessarily the biggest concern. It's really more just kind of building that confidence that we can beat a lot of these teams and kind of handle our own. But I do think that, kind of like you said, that I mean, if Jack Harrison's your goal scorer and kind of an option for you, you're not necessarily at full strength. Moving into our featured matchup, though, we have a different blue team in Chelsea from London and Arsenal as well from that beautiful city. Nick, I want you to tell us why Arsenal can win this game over Chelsea, and then Mike, I want you to similarly say why Chelsea can win this over Arsenal here. I think it's a pretty intriguing matchup here, as both maybe have struggled a little bit as of late.
Yeah, I think the telling sign of this is both me and Mike are going to talk about the other team. I think the reason we can win this is because Chelsea hasn't looked great. Cole Palmer hasn't been firing. A lot to put on his shoulders. It's difficult to be able to carry that weight when you're 22 years old or whatever the hell. So, Arsenal still have an amazing backline. I believe it's at the Emirates. We have Martinelli back in the squad. He made a little sub appearance over the weekend. Good to have him back. So some more firepower for the front. And if we go player by player down the list of names, even with our absences, you still pick Arsenal. So I don't know if we come away with 3 points here, which sucks to say because at this point last year I felt pretty confident any game we played would come away with 3 points. But I think we have the better odds to come away with the 3 points if it doesn't end up in a draw.
Mike, what's the other side?
Why Chelsea can win?
Yeah, why Chelsea will win.
Why Chelsea will
argument.
win? More of their roster available. More talent on paper currently available. They have their number one defense and midfield, all those guys, and a majority of their attacking players. The big omission being Nicholas Jackson, obviously. But in those front four, whether it's Sancho and Cuckoo, Neto, Palmer, or a different pairing, there is so much talent. The goals are not coming currently, but I'd bet on those guys to be able to connect at some point this season. I think Maresca gets him up for a match like this. He has to. If they can't get up for a derby, then what the hell else? And then Cole Palmer, I think he'll be pretty fiery after missing that penalty, getting kind of frozen out with that long delay between the foul and taking the penalty kick. So I expect a trademark performance from him.
Shut up, Palmer.
Shut up. Honestly, though, this game's for the taking. It's hard to pick one. Chelsea's going to win because of what I said, but don't bet on it.
For those that could not hear, our producer was speaking, saying bless you to Mike as he was going through this. So he's a big Chelsea fan, I guess. That's the only way I can think about it. Nick, before we get into
Arsenal.
lock of the week and an update on all that, does a win here for Arsenal against Chelsea lock in top 4 for the end of the season, but for Arsenal?
No, it's football. Anything can happen, but it definitely all but locks it in. You know what I mean? That would be what
8 points up on Chelsea doesn't lock it in.
9. I think at that point would be. It'd be 9 points up on Chelsea.
9. My bad.
Yeah, 9 points up on Chelsea. I don't think it locks it in. 9 games left, 9 points. But I mean, what do you put the odds at? 98%. Yeah. So yeah, especially with Saka coming back, I think it'd be fair to assume that. Obviously, football, anything can happen except for us catching Liverpool. But it's definitely an important one. And obviously, we've kind of handled business in the Champions League, so you can really put all your energy, all your focus into this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we shouldn't probably be talking about just locking up Champions League and worrying about that. They should have a standard much higher than just that. Kind of close it out a lot better.
It's been that kind of year, I guess.
Yeah. Let's move into the lock of the week competition. We are all so great at choosing who's going to win, who's going to lose.
Mike's on a
Especially
streak.
Mike.
Bro.
Mike, you have not been good luck for the Toffees. 3 games in a row, you have ruined the Toffees. And even before that, when you chose a draw against Brighton, didn't get that result right. You can't choose Everton very well. What are you going with this week, though?
Jumping ship. Everton's burned me so many times. If you're fading me as a bettor, you're doing really well this season.
Really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
I'm going to go take a flashback to last year, hop on the Cherries, really like Bournemouth, how they play. It's an absolute squad. 11 fucking phenomenal players in that squad. Tyler Adams for sure. 3 for the Cherries, and then 1 for the Bees. Brentford. Like Brentford as well, but this Bournemouth team is special. And I think they take they're having a legit run for European football, and maybe even top 4 if it keeps going their way. We'll see.
The last
Yeah.
time you bet with the bees in the game, you got it right. So you have to go back to what worked.
Same score.
Nick, you got Newcastle versus West Ham correct. It was 1-0. You went 2-1. So similar margin. Just you wanted a little bit more action. What are you going for this week here?
Yeah, I mean, there's one game really that everyone's going to have their eyeballs on. Some actually decent games in the slate, by the way. Not a bad weekend at all. But
Some bad
names attract
Wolves,
some,
Southampton.
for sure. Yeah, names. Hey, to be fair, I was huge on the Cherries last year. Everyone shit on me. I've said the Wolves look good all year. Look where the Cherries are now, Wolves fans. There is hope in the horizon. Wolves still look good. So, not defensively, but when they have the ball, they look good. So, I'm going to go with that game though, the Arsenal versus Chelsea game. I think they share the spoils, and we have much ado about nothing. I'm going Arsenal 2, Chelsea 2.
All right, a draw for the Gunners and the Pride of London. I went with the Gunners last week against Manchester United, and was just as disappointed to Nick as it was to me because I don't get my lock of the week point. But I've gone with Jedi Robinson and Fulham getting a 2-1 win over Spurs here. Don't feel honestly that amazingly confident because I feel like Spurs randomly pull out results, but 2-1 seems right here. I trust Fulham. I trust Jedi Robinson to get it done for me. A quick update on the points here, if we can. And we are looking at Mike on 13, Nick starting to run away a little bit at 16, and
Yes, sir.
I am at 14. Not too much time left to cut down that gap, so we'll see how it ends up here. But let's get into.
Can't wait for my extra small Aaron Lennon jersey this summer.
You're getting an Aaron Long jersey, and you're gonna like it.
Mike can still
Jelly.
have flags with a green.
I don't have a single green.
No,
That's okay.
you do not.
I'm looking for singles. Just get on base. I don't need the home runs. Let's get into what the people really want. Another Wonder Grid with the boys.
Wonder Grid.
Testing our ball knowledge. Fuck. 236 is our record. We are on the road to breaking 200. Boys, I'm gonna be completely fucking honest. This ain't the grid that we're gonna beat it, but boy, we'll have a fun time doing it anyways.
Come on.
Remember, 236 is the record. Keep that in mind as you play along from home. Let us know in the comments if we're thinking of somebody or not thinking of somebody that we should be. Mike, Nick, do you guys got one to kick us off? Any big pulls here?
Bottom left, South American nationality, Juve. We could go Danilo, Bremer. We could go a lot of guys, but those seem to be like slight pulls. I wouldn't say they're going to be high percentages. There's a lot of South American players.
They had
choose somebody who like
this
never
one
played
has to be a low percentage. This one has to be low.
this is
Yeah.
So they had didn't they have an Argentinian center back not that long ago?
don't know.
An Argentinian center back?
Or Argentinian defenseman?
Gazpacho?
No.
Um,
I'm down with Bremer. Probably would be a pretty good pull.
I don't know if Bremer would be.
Is he there right
I
now?
think that's
he's still there.
Let's come back to it.
Danny Alves played for him.
Well,
That
okay. Do we
one
want to get the
actually-
obvious one out of the way? Because I mean,
What?
Schalke Juve is there's only
the
one
only
name
one
on
I'm
it.
thinking of is
It's Weston.
is McKennie. Yeah.
Weston and it's everyone else.
I think yeah. We can let it rip. I can't think of
Yeah,
I just
can't
look.
think
It's
of
gonna be a high number, but we get it out of the way. You know, we move from there
All right.
yeah.
We got to ride with the American anyway.
because he's gonna be like an 80. I mean, everyone's
Yeah,
that's the only guy.
it's gonna be like a 90%. If it's below 70, I feel good. So yeah, 73.
Okay. That's a young McKennie in that picture.
We're not breaking the record this time. We're
Hey, we can
we're
still
ripping
break it.
off
We had some bad ones earlier. We got this.
Right.
Schalke Bayern. Neuer will probably be the most popular, I assume.
Yeah.
Leon Goretzka,
Leroy Sané.
Leroy Sané.
I don't know who'd be more
Goretzka's
popular.
Gretzka's the least out of those three for sure.
Okay. Who else? There was
I mean, there's probably a shit ton,
There's a ton.
but I
Yeah.
can't be a 1,000,000% sure of the Schalke part, most likely.
What was the name of that like midfield right back they brought to the World Cup? He was on like Hoffenheim when they brought him, and then he went to
Hovedes?
no. He was white, obviously, long black hair, kind of. Last World Cup, I think, or 2 World Cups ago. It's like
He was an outside back.
he was like a center mid CDM outside back.
Oh.
I think he mostly played right back for Germany or something like that, but he was a CDM-ish for club, but more like a run all over.
I can't say.
Shit.
I don't know.
I'll get this name.
That could
I'll
be
get
it.
this name. Let's come back to it.
All right.
I'll get this name. Yeah, someone. Oh, actually, we could go Choupo-Moting also
Oh,
For-
Choupo-Moting, I don't think would be
Choupo-Moting's not bad.
a
for
high
Schalke. He played
percentage.
for Schalke.
Yep.
Yeah, that might
That's
be
a good shout.
decent one.
He played for
Do we wanna
Bayern
do
recent,
him?
but
Do we want to wait if I can think of this other guy or just rip it?
I say Choupo. We need to start ripping answers. We're not
Choupo.
trying to.
Okay.
We're trying to make content here.
CHOUP. Yeah, there you go. 2. Let's go.
Oh,
Nice.
go.
Napoli, Bayern. Kim Min Jae is the one that comes to mind, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that's
think
going
of
to be like
others.
70,
That has to
80%.
be
Yeah.
those.
Got to be high.
Hamsik, did Hamsik play for Bayern?
I don't think so. Or did that just happen in
think so.
every
I don't
FIFA
think so.
career mode?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that may have been FIFA. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, we can. I guess that's definitely gonna be the most popular one.
I don't
Did,
think we
Did
immediately. I
Reina
don't
play for
rip that
Bayern?
right away? What?
Was Reina loaned to
Reina?
Bayern? Yeah, was he loaned there?
Pepe, Reina.
I
Maybe?
don't know.
No?
I don't know if we
I
ripped
can't-
the Napoli Bayern one immediately. If we can only think of one, I think that's one that we could.
Let's
think
go
of
down to
other
South
ones.
American nationality.
Yeah, South
Okay.
America it seems easy. World Cup goal or South America? Nick, just give us a random Colombia that scored way in the past.
Mario Yepes.
All right, there we go.
He scored in the World Cup.
Yeah, I believe so. We can go Jackson
Yeah.
Martinez. He definitely did.
Jackson Martinez definitely did. Then that would be a safer pull because we.
But do we go Yipis because last time we didn't go with your Schleb or whatever Hleb?
Well,
Jackson
Alexander
Martinez is
Pleb.
going to be low.
Pretty sure
We could-
Mario Yepes did in 2010.
We could go.
or- yeah.
Enter Valencia would be pretty low. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's rip it.
Who are we going with?
Yeah.
You guys
Do you
do not
feel
seem
okay
confident.
with that?
I'm
If
pretty
Nick and
sure
Fle-
he
if
scored a
Nick and
goal.
Flex say yeah, send it.
I'm pretty sure he did, but what if like he's not on the list?
Oh my god!
Did he miss? Oh,
He missed.
I'm looking it
Oh
up.
my god.
That's crazy.
Let's go back to South American Juve. I named
South
3,
American
but we could
Juve.
probably think of more.
I mean, we know
There's the
Cuadrado is probably gotta be
Argentinian winger
number
who's
one.
still there. Cuadrado is high.
Mario Yepes scored 2 goals in Colombia's 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifying. Qualifying.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Well,
I
we
think-
are not doing.
I think Danny Alves might be low for South Africa.
Danny Alves,
Oh.
I think. Yeah, I don't think people are gonna think of him.
He incorrectly got a goal disallowed. Sorry.
No, God.
That's bullshit.
All right, Danny Alves. We ready to just rip it?
Danny Alves, fuck it, send it. Yep, go ahead. Top one.
There he is.
low. 2.
2%.
Who's good?
Good
Want to go
polls,
James
go.
Rodriguez for Bayern?
No, that's gonna be like number one option.
Yeah,
Gonna be
we
the
could do
number one option.
Douglas Luiz. We could do
Douglas Luiz is going to be the number one option. Are you kidding me?
probably
Douglas, you mean Douglas Costa?
Douglas
Oh, Douglas
Costa,
Costa, yeah.
not Luis. Yeah, the
Yeah.
winger. Yeah.
What about fuck? What was his name? Outside back
Oh.
Brazilian.
Rudy. Something Rudy for Bayern and Schalke. That was the name of the guy.
Oh. Yeah, I do
Outside
remember
back
that guy.
Brazilian.
They haven't a
There
Brazilian
was like
outside back?
a
They have a striker?
Rafael or something.
Oh! Here's a Brazilian midfielder, Rafinha. Rafinha played there.
No, I'm not thinking of him,
Yeah,
but we could.
Rafinha did. That's
Oh,
gonna
wait,
be
no,
low.
but he's Spanish, right? His brother's Spanish.
I thought he
Thiago?
reclassified to Brazil, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Schalke World Cup goal.
Rax.
Huntelaar?
Huntelaar.
Oh,
someone
Huntelaar,
else,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be high. Think of German players
Leroy Sané, has he scored?
in a World Cup. I don't know. 20.
I don't know.
What's one like Goretzka? Has he scored?
Napoli World Cup goal.
Yeah.
Maradona. No one guesses that one for sure, right?
Honestly, people don't guess the older players, so
I think they'll guess.
Maradona, they'd have to guess.
I don't know. All the like historic names, I feel like I've noticed don't get a lot of
No,
don't get a lot
brother.
of play.
All right,
All right, we need
Maradona.
to- we need a
Let's see if
quick
we can
example.
prove
No,
you right.
please don't do Maradona.
Yeah.
This is gonna be such
Nick,
a
we
shit
don't.
show.
We don't even have enough guesses to get through the grid.
All
We
right.
need to start ripping.
Napoli,
out
wait, let's go to-
Napoli,
let's
Bayern.
No.
We'll do Kim and Jae. We'll just put it in.
No. Let's do Reina. We have to take shots. I think Reina
All right.
did. Let's do Reina
All right,
for
we're
top
trying
middle.
Pepe Reina for Napoli, Bayern, Palmer.
Top
Yeah,
middle.
Pepe Reina.
All right.
Yep, top one.
Okay.
Let's go.
20?
20%. Damn.
Damn. I wonder how much this.
All right, we need to start ripping through this, boys. This is
Juve, Napoli have a good one. The Polish striker, Milk.
Higuain,
Milik.
Milik.
Oh, Milic.
Milik or
Yeah.
Higuain are the two I'm thinking.
Let's go Milik.
I think Milic is
I think
less
that's a good
known.
poll. Yeah.
I think that's
Milik.
I still be wrong with it.
It's K instead of C.
Stefan Milic. I
Yeah.
believe.
Okay.
Or is that it?
That's it. Yeah. yeah.
Adrian Milik.
All right.
or something.
That's the current striker.
All right.
Yep. 12.
All right,
Damn.
there we go.
South American, Brazil. Which one did we talked about?
I was gonna go with
Costa.
Rafinha. Rafinha for
tried Rafinha,
Bayern,
Brazil.
South America.
One
No, for
to your
for
left.
I said we
Bayern,
go
South
James.
America, Yeah,
I said go Hamas.
dude, bro, Hamas is gonna be like 70%. We can go
Rafinha.
Hamas just to see how high it is.
RA.
But
I don't. Is he Spanish?
no. We're spelling
Rafinha.
Oh, which one is it, bro? Fuck.
Oh, dude, just put in Hamas. Come on, come on.
Is there an Alcantara?
I think
Oh, it's
Yeah. First one.
The
First
top
one,
one, isn't it?
First
Yeah.
one. Yeah. That's
yeah.
it. That's yeah.
Oh God,
Oh,
you
well.
assholes! I knew it. Oh, this is a mess. We are so sorry to
This
the
is
listeners.
fucking
at home.
wrong.
Whatever. All right, let's get two more in and
Diego
get out of
Maradona.
here.
70?
Yeah, put in Maradona. I just want to see how many.
Dude, it's
I
be
just
like
wanna see
80.
the percent. Nope.
M-
What
oh
the
my
fuck is that
God.
spelling?
No, that's disrespectful.
MAR.
This is
Hey,
awful.
Yep, Diego Maradona.
This has destroyed my.
Yeah, 36 isn't bad, bro.
Which one we
36.
doing? Let's
we
do
go-
We
Pele.
go back to South American.
Do Pele.
Nationality
See if
World
anybody
Cup
picks
goal.
it. Do it, Pele.
Yeah, sure. Go Pele. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can we guess again?
Do Garincha. Do Garincha. No one will pick Garincha.
Can we
All
guess
right.
again for the same square? That's cool.
GARR.
Like a 500.
INCHA. What the fuck?
Maybe there's only one R. GAR. Bro, I don't.
Maybe they don't even have him in here.
I find that hard to believe.
All right, just put fucking Pele.
GARRI. GARRI. NCHA.
Yeah, they don't have him.
What the fuck?
All right, just put
All right.
Pele. Let's get
We're
done
going
with
Pele.
this. Let's get done with this.
Julian Green.
Maybe not South American. Pele. Just put
Pele,
Pele.
Palmer.
God damn! Oh my goodness.
Etzenerates do Nascimento. Maybe
Well,
they
that's not
don't
him.
have
That's
players that go back that
2021.
far.
Can we put Jackson Martinez now?
Sure, put Jackson Martinez.
Just some
Put
redemption.
Nahuel Molina.
All right, 346.
Oh
that was
my
shit.
god!
0.2? Damn.
Damn!
What we will say,
Hello,
what
people
we'll
guessing
say-
Jackson Martinez.
if we got those other two guesses, I mean, we're not looking as bad. So
No, that was awful. That was awful.
That was
if
bad.
we got those other two guesses, though, if we didn't go with the whatever Colombian guy you
Shameful.
suggested earlier,
Yeah, these are all
went
low.
With
Other than
if we
McKinney.
knew which Rafinha and then we just went with like Huntelaar, we probably have a pretty damn good score there.
Got a
But we
fifth
did not
of a
do any of
percent,
that.
bro.
Let us know in the comments how dumb we were and how much you were screaming at us to put different names. And if maybe you knew the full Brazilian name of Rafinha. If you did, keep it to your fucking self. That's a little bit too much ball knowledge. Let's move into the U.S. men's national team corners. We see Weston McKennie on the screen there. Let's start with Mr. Christian Pulisic, who had a brace for Milan against, I believe, Lecce in their last game. Not talking milk, talking about the Italian club there. This team they're facing had not scored in 4 straight games. Take a 2-0 lead on Milan. Milan have looked awful with Conceição recently, but they found a way. They get 1 goal through an own goal. Then Christian Pulisic dribbles in, forces a penalty, finishes that penalty, and then gets a brace with a second goal as well from a beautiful Leao cross, saving Milan and getting them the 3 points that they so desperately need. Just seems like with Milan, it's kind of all on Pulisic, which seems crazy to say with Jimenez being brought in, Leao being on the team. You brought in João Felix, who's shit, but was supposed to help. You have Theo Hernandez. You have Kyle Walker. You have all these players. You have all this talent. Tijani Reinders, hats off to him. He is still actually pretty good. But it just seems to all fall on Pulisic. Just kick it out to him wide. He creates a chance. They fuck it up somehow. Kick it out to Pulisic wide. He creates a chance. They fuck it up somehow. Just constantly creating. We'll love to see him bring that over in 10 days to the U.S. men's national team. But man, oh man, it is tough sledding at Milan right now for just their standing. I guess not for Pulisic. He's doing insanely well. Speaking of doing insanely well, all of us Serginho Dest hive. We're back up, baby. Serginho Dest is back for PSV. Got back onto the pitch in the 61st minute for PSV this last weekend. Amazing news for the U.S. men's national team because he is obviously a special player. Also returning from injury, not quite to the game, but to training, is Florian Balogun, back in training for Monaco and to full team training. That is what, as folks like to say, you love to see. Both Serginho Dest and Balogun back to training. Mike, is it too early for Serginho Dest? I know he's getting back into game time, but 10 days till Nations League Nations League semi. Is it too early to make him fly across the world, play in a game, or even be in camp?
Yeah, it's too early.
But I don't
can't
want
wait to
Joe
see him.
Scally, Mike.
I don't want to wait.
Joe Scally.
I don't want Joe Scally either. Shout out Joe Scally. He's the boy. I want to see Serginho back in the USMNT jersey ASAP. But we've learned our lesson. Don't bring back players too early. Tyler Adams situation. And I mean, he was at least back for a month before the game, not 10 days. Let Serginho take it slowly. Ease back into the rotation. Let him play against Arsenal. Overcome that 6-goal deficit. And then he'll be ready for the international scene.
Yeah. I mean, I know you can't really say this after what happened in Copa America, but it's Panama. You should be able to beat him without Serginho Dest. Nevertheless, that has not been the history, but that was with Greg Berhalter. So that's another big thing that was going against the U.S. then. Speaking about some big games, Copa America in the summer. How about this summer? We have some friendlies announced in June against Turkey and Switzerland here in the U.S.
Man,
pretty good.
Pretty good, no? Like, Nick, I mean,
Yeah.
we've been used to playing Jamaica and Panama 50,000 times, just CONCACAF opponents. Getting some nice European teams. Turkey, pretty good. Switzerland, pretty good. I mean,
Yeah, that's
is the
that's
USMNT
two
cooking?
teams. That's two teams
Yeah.
that I think would be, comparable-ish with skill level, but if you meet them in the World Cup, you expect to beat them. That'd be the expectation coming in. No disrespect to either of those teams. I have a lot of respect, especially for Switzerland, with what Jacques has done for them over the years. But yeah, I think that's actually a pretty good test. I don't mind it at all. A rare W.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean, I
pumped.
think a lot of teams want to come here to get practice on US soil
True.
and everything for the World Cup. And hey, we'll take that, Mike. We take
Those games will be
some good
live
friendlies
streamed,
coming
baby.
up.
We more than take it. I'm going to look into see what tickets are looking like because I'm hyped for both of those games. Same week. Outside of a big competition, this is the most exciting thing for U.S. football in a long time. I mean, our friendly features usually suck. And these are two great teams. Both had memorable Euro performances last summer, are full of talent. I think Nick's
A lot
right.
of
They're pretty
talent.
comparable up and down the board with US's player pool. Each team has special players, Turkey, especially with those young guys. Big test and teams that we could likely see in the World Cup, especially with the expanded format. I think both of them will probably qualify. This is a massive step in the right direction from an entertainment perspective, excitement, and then just getting good games under our belt before the World Cup.
Yeah, and I almost feel like with
Definitely
Greg
need more.
Berhalter, we didn't get those litmus tests. We didn't see where we were at. So it was easy to be saying, hey, Greg Berhalter has such an amazing win percentage record. We're doing fine. We're making all these strides. And then anytime we had a real challenge, we were like, oh my God, we did horrible. We looked awful. We did this. It's in this, we're going to see where the US is at. And Turkey and Switzerland are both very good teams that can certainly give us a lot of trouble. And I'm sure their fans expect to win against the US. I think that's most of what European teams would think against an American team. But I think the US, as you said, Nick, are also going to be expected to get a win. And it'll show us a little bit where we're at on that global scale. If we truly are where maybe a lot of our fans believe of kind of taking that step forward, or if, we're still struggling to get there. And very excited for that one. The last thing here, boys, is where the hell is this Nations League roster? Mauricio Pochettino, it had to be in today. The U.S. men's national team has not announced anything as of yet. We're recording this on the night of the 10th. Do you think this means maybe some late additions, maybe some dual nationals? We're looking at maybe a Nathaniel Brown joining, a Serginho Dest waiting to get clearance to come, maybe a Balogun even. I mean, Balogun's not even played a game, or do you think it's just Pochettino being like, "Fuck it, I'm not releasing it until I have to." He had to have it in by today, but what gives? What gives? We're just a little podcast trying to analyze the roster, man.
I mean, I don't know what gives. Maybe we'll get a buzzer beater by midnight. That'd be cool. Wake up for the roster.
I hope not. I don't want it at 11 p.m.
Yeah, you wanted it 12 hours ago, and that just didn't happen, did it? I don't think there's too much change that could occur in the roster. You're not discovering dudes left and right out here for the U.S. men's national team. So I don't know. Maybe there'll be some big surprises, but what those surprises will be,
at least one or two surprises for sure.
There's 100% going to be one or two things that make people.
I don't know.
upset.
That's why it's a surprise.
Moon Boy.
Like if there's like a
stream's
Matko
gonna be realized.
Milhavich is going to be on there. Oh my
dude.
Lord!
Get out of here.
He's the new Sebastian Lletget, Jackson Yule, whoever it was throughout Berhalter's.
I'll take Georgi
loves
Mihalovic over that guy. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some prospective lineups that have far too many MLS names in it. Seen a lot of people saying that Gio Reyna should not be included, which I understand the argument, but at the same time,
fuck you.
There's
Fuck
just
that
not
argument.
the talent level. Malik Tillman being out, you're
Come
not getting too far with that idea there. Let us know in the comments.
Gutierrez getting a shot. Little shy town
Gutierrez
boy.
should
Let's
get a
go.
shot. He is balling for Chicago Fire right now. Definitely a young player to keep an eye on. Calvin Sullivan got 8 minutes the other day.
Wow.
He's making his way
Woke
up.
up
Is he
down.
the next Lamine
Go.
Yamal? Our previous
Hey.
video. He's the next Lamine Yamal.
Quinn
But
Sullivan, he ain't no slouch either.
Quinn Sullivan actually is.
Let's see both
decent. I don't
brothers.
think he has the potential to be a U.S. men's national team player at his highest level. I think he's kind of just middle of the pack. But you know what?
You
I could
never
be
know.
wrong. We could have the Sullivan brothers leading this team for ages to come. But boys, let's close out with some final thoughts here. Nick, I'll run to you first, as Mike usually has some great words to close out.
No, I
Up the Gunners as always, but a bigger one here. Go Green, baby. MSU, Big Ten champs. Izzo, the GOAT. What a season by the boys. Let's finish strong. Tourney's starting this week, right?
Big Ten.
Yeah, I think so.
Big
yeah.
Ten tourney, right?
Big Ten tourney.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's
Friday.
ride, boys.
double bye for the lads. That's what you
Double
get. when
bye?
you
The
win a chip.
lads.
A little
Get
song.
You
in.
get a double bye. Yeah,
Little
dude.
song.
Big Ten title secured, but I need some dip on my chip. I think 2 more. I'm thinking a Big Ten tourney, and then we're gonna dance our way all the way to the final in March Madness.
Yes, sir.
Exciting times. Slightly less exciting, but still exciting as an Everton fan. The undefeated streak stays alive. How far can Moisey take us? I'm thinking all the way next season. Barcelona did not play. USMNT. When will we see that roster? Stay tuned. Flags will blast you on Twitter as soon as it's
It's
ready to
100%
go.
going to be tomorrow after this episode is filmed.
It's gonna be as soon as we finish the thumbnail.
Or not.
It's a
Coach is never gonna
Pochettino
release
hit
it.
job. I know it. He hates this pod. Even though all we've done is just constantly talk about how great he is. You know what, Poach? Teach the wrong. But,
Stay tuned for an emergency pod in case that roster is dropped very quickly.
no, thank
No.
you, brother.
we will though have a preview for you guys coming out before that game on the 20th. So we'll have that a couple days before the game. So stay tuned here. We will make sure that you guys are ready for that one. What to expect from Panama. A pretty good team and certainly an interesting roster and certainly maybe a little Gio Reyna for the first time under Pochettino. That will get me going. Until next time, though, peace.
Up yours.